Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting to play a new game called Skylines, and I think it's the best city planner in the world because I've played enough games with the same gameplay, and I think this is one of the best. Like comparing to a most known city planner, SimCity, Skylines just gives you more abilities to create something, because in SimCity, I think if you play this game, you know that you can build only squares and that's it, and all the cities look kind of the same. So that's why I think City Skylines is much better, and we are gonna play it today. And what is more, this game requires a lot of thinking about traffic because there are always problems with it. And as you all know, we've played freeways, so I think it's not gonna be hard for us to play this game. So as you can see, we spawned here, and there is just a highway and an interchange with an entrance to our city. And the first thing you can do is just to build the road to the city, like this. And now you're available to plan some residential zones, and I think we'll just give that part to them. And obviously all the houses that will be built here require electricity and water, so we can build a water tower uh, or a water pump. I think I'll better build a water pump here because it's very long distance to the water, and I don't want anything that is far away from us right now, so I think it will be somewhere here. And so we'll provide the city with the water like this, and we'll expand this system layer. By the way, does this tower need electricity? Yes, it does. And what is more, we can build a turbine somewhere here. We can place it here because there is very powerful winds, but it's very far away, so I think building it here is enough. Or we can build a coal power plant. I think we should better build a coal plant. And what is more, we'll plan the industrial area to the right. And what is more, I don't like the industrial area will be if it's placed near to the city, so we'll delete this in the future and replan our city, because also I plan to continue this highway into the city because it helps to reduce the traffic on the other roads. So yeah, you don't have to think that it's gonna be forever here. So you just build, and then you just drag the power line from the coal station to the city. And I want you to notice that the import, oh, we can't see the import right now, but I'm telling you, the import of the coal after doing so is going to increase a lot because we don't produce any coal ourselves. And what is more, we still need to create something that emits the dirt water, and we didn't even connect these two. There you go. And it still needs power, so we can do this. And I think that's gonna be enough. And now we have to do something with our district. We can build a crossroad somewhere here. So here's my plan. I build something like this, and I'm planning to build the commercial zones here because they are producing a little bit of noise, and also they can easily deal with the noise produced by the highway. They will be placed next to it, and far enough from the highway. We'll be building the just residential zones, and they will not complain about the noise pollution. We can also allow to build residential zones here. And what is more, I know that we'll require some industrial zones in the future, so we can already allow to build a little bit of them here, and they will just come when they need it. And now our next milestone is the population of 500 people, so we have to expand our city. Obviously we are going to improve this road because it's gonna be one of the main roads in the city, but it's gonna be later. And what is more, there is one more feature I want to cover in the city skylines. There is an option so you can enable the day-night cycle, and it's enabled right now, and the night looks kinda nice until you start building something, because when you're playing it distracts you a lot because it's very dark during the night here and you can barely see anything. So trust me, it's better to turn this feature off as soon as you load the game, but I just want to show you what the night looks like in this game. So now we're just developing our city to the left side along the highway. And what is more, you see this highway is going on the second level, so we can build roads under it, and that means we can easily cross the highway without intercepting it under this road, and continue building our city here from the other side. But I don't want to do this yet. And what is more, I think here we can build something like a roundabout in our city. Let me see if we're allowed to do this. Yeah, we can build a small roundabout, and I think it's gonna look nice, because I don't want to wait for 2800 people to come to my city. But it's very hard to place the roundabout correctly. I hope I've done it okay. And now you can see the lights turning on in the buildings and the cars starting to light up the highway. I forgot about the water in the industrial zone. And as I said, the night looks very nice. Like, just look at this white district here. It's very calming. But when you start building something, you can't see anything, because all the roofs of the buildings are dark, and it just becomes unbearable to build anything here. But it's very static, so if you want to just enjoy a city, you can go somewhere here like this and just watch it happening. And my favorite part of the night is watching at the bridges, because they are lighting up very nicely and they are very bright. But still we have to continue building the city, so let me turn off this feature options. use the night cycle. Make a building historical. By the way, if you like the appearance of the building, for example, let me choose one building that I like. For example, I can decide. For example, that one. No. Okay, let it be that one. And as it approves its level, so to the second or to the third, it changes its appearance. And if you don't want this to happen, you can make the building historical, so it still will have other levels like the second or the third, but the appearance will remain the same. And it's a very nice feature because sometimes it just appears a building that you like a lot, but it changes its appearance and you're like, ah damn, that building look very nice. And now, as you can see, there is a pretty big demand in industrial zones, so I think I will build at Grave Road here for the industrial zone. But again, don't worry, I don't plan to keep this industrial district for a long time, and I plan to destroy it later. And we're just keeping it because we need industrial zones right now. We can also destroy our power line because it's not needed here. And we can enable building of another two industrial zones buildings here and drag the power line. No, it will be connected as soon as something builds here. We just have to wait for it. And what is more, we are running out of money slowly, but we're running out of it, so we have to strike the population of 500 as soon as possible. That means I'll enable building residential zones here. We need just one building to build here to connect our city. Is it that hard? Yeah, you see, if just one building builds here, that line will connect to it. Alright, we don't have to wait, so I think we just do this and stop worrying about the electricity. By the way, guys, I totally forgot, we can reduce our expenses a little bit by decreasing the budget. As you can see, we are using just 5 megawatts of electricity, but we're producing 48 of them, so it's like a lot. So we can reduce the budget on electricity by this percentage, and hopefully that will be alright. And also we are using a lot of water and we don't even need this, so we can decrease the budget for the water as well, and we'll be running of money slower. And to hit the population of 500 as soon as possible, we need to build new residential zones. So we need to expand our city here. Nope. And by the way, as you see, as soon as we decrease the budget, we are starting to get some income, and it's positive. Like It's just $440, but still, we're not losing money, we're gaining it, and that makes me happy. And as the city growing, I can show you one more feature that I like a lot in this game is that you can see the city statistics. For example, you can see the changes in population in your city, or for example, the city rarity. It's actually decreasing, and also I don't understand the difference between these three options. Like, what's the difference between city rarity and city budget? But alright, it's also decreasing. You can see the city value, and it remains somewhere at $65,000. There is a taxation that increased, and that's only because we built new residential zones. Also, this is an influx, a birth rate, death rate, and because the city is pretty new, there are no deaths in our city. Just the happy city. Unemployment percentage, that actually depends on how many of industrial and commercial zones we build. So that means if we have enough industrial zones, that means we don't we have a lot of available jobs. We didn't build any schools, so we have no education levels, as well as students, no tourists, and our population isn't very happy, like just 62%, but I hope that increases in the future, and it usually, if you have enough city, remains at 90 or 80%. And also you can see here the amount of residential, commercial zones, industrial zones, and office zones. We don't have the final one, but you can see that we have too much residential zones. And what is more, the final step, you can check how many prisoners we have, and we have no prisoners. And we are almost at 500 people. Road names. Yeah, and by the way, you can give names to all the buildings here, and to all the roads. So if you have a nice name, for example, to this highway or to the main road, you can suggest them in the comments below, and I can name a road or a building after a name. So feel free to suggest your ideas. Oh, we hit the first milestone. It's a little hamlet, and now we can have taxes, take loans, and there are new services, 3 of them, and as well as 3 new buildings for these services. So the first feature I want you to see is that we can actually increase the taxes from 9% to Route 11, and it's going to increase our income. And by the way, just to say that the percentage of 12 is something magical, because when you have 12% of the taxes, the population feels free to give you the money, but as soon as you increase this to 13%, they start to complain that the taxes are the way too high. So 12 is the magical number here. What is more, we can also deal with our budget here, but I've shown you it. And we can take loans. I don't think we need a loan right now, but it's very useful if you need money but you can't earn them immediately. Continuing with our industrial zone, I need more buildings here. Alright. I don't think it's gonna disturb us, the connection, so we can just let this happen. And it's all going to go to the industrial zone, except for this part. I think the small roundabout is enough here, so we can build new houses freely here. Or no, we can't build parks right now. We need to strike the population of 1600. And I don't think that a crossroad here that close to the roundabout will be nice. So I think, oh, sorry, we need to change the type of the road. I think the first crossroad can be built here. And by the way, sometimes there is a problem that you want to build a road under the bridge and it kinda intercepts it, so just no worrying, we can destroy the bridge, build the road normally, and leave it like this. Alright, I'm joking. We can still damn I forgot, sorry guys. We can build highways until the population of 2800. Well, this is not a problem. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, but we can do something like this and it's still gonna be nice. Unfortunately, I don't have traffic manager mod here, so I can change the speed on this part. But alright, I'm gonna download this mods in the next series. And by the way, if you want a video on the mods I'm using in City Skylines, you can put some likes under the video and say me that you want to see this video, and I'll show you the mods that I'm using there in this game. Oh, it jams awfully, so I think I need to download this mod right now and come back to the game. So I downloaded the traffic manager and let me just show how it works. What's new? Alright, we'll read it later. So here just click to the speed limits, you click to the road and you can see the limits, and you just change it from 40 to, for example, 100, and you just change it, and so nobody will even see the differences in speed here. By the way, if you don't have much traffic, you can destroy the traffic lights, and they aren't built here. But if you have a crossroad and traffic light there, you can remove it by doing this. Or if you have a jam here and you think a traffic light can help with dealing with this, you can click to this button and it will install a traffic light here, but we don't need it. Alright, so now we have new policies and buildings, and we have to build landfill site because the city produces a lot of rubbish and we have to deal with it. And what is more, we need to build a clinic, and I think it can be built somewhere here. And what is more, we can build a school next to it. And we're running out of money, but I want to build the crossroad here, and I think we don't have to connect these roads, and we can stop at that point, and it's kinda will be the end of the road. And now we'll be building residential zones here as well. By the way, I'm not sure if building some buildings that close to the highway is a nice idea, but I hope it doesn't uh, disturb the workers like this. And I don't want to connect it yet. And alright, we get some troubles with the electricity. That means we just have to increase the budget on the electricity, and the problems will go away. Or it's just the time to connect our turbine to the city, and it's gonna be cheaper right now. And we're running out of money, so I think we can take a loan, because it's not gonna make us broke, but that will help us. So, and here will be our new neighborhood with obviously residential zones built here, and commercial zones here. And I'm thinking of building our city to that part. And also I think we can have some fun, and to make our city build more realistic, we can add a road here that will go like something like this. And that just makes our city look more realistic, you know? And the same we can add here a little bit. Now it looks kind of the same. Now we have to remove this power line because we don't need it anymore. You can connect it just like this. And I think we can build some commercial zones next to the roundabout. So I think we can build a new pipeline here. Sorry. Like this. And to the other side, because we need this. And we could continue with the building just squares, but I thought it was going to be just looking very awful and boring, so I built the roundabout and something the second roundabout, to make our city look just different from just squares, and we're planning to expand our city to the river and build a lot of buildings on the shore, because I I will explain you later, but the happiness of the people and also the value of the land next to the water is higher, but it's in the next series. And I think this is it for this video, and it was a really nice introduction. So if you like this, obviously you can support the channel with giving likes and commenting the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.